Hi, it's your one and only 8th grade LMS civics teacher coming to you with this video explaining the judicial branch in the Constitution as was described in the reading from the We the People textbook. So here we go. Check your notes, see what you have versus what I show on the screen, and maybe you need to add something, maybe not. Only you will know. All right, first up, powers given to the judicial branch by the Constitution. So some people in this why was a national judiciary needed section, some people abbreviated a bunch. So your notes may be a little vague. I don't know. Maybe you understand them. All right. So we got the list there of the need for a national court. And the key thing is to make sure that you have this second bullet, settling disputes between citizens of two or more states. And then we also have down here, you need to be able to deal with issues and settle disputes between the national government and a state or a citizen. Okay, so these two I think were not on as many papers as the first one, but you may need to add something, you may not. All right. At any point, if you need to pause the video because I'm going too fast, you should do that because I make these videos to try to be informative yet succinct. And so I try not to linger anywhere. I try. All right, next up, we have this information. The key thing is this down here. What is the benefit of appointing judges? Some people were a little brief in this section, and I'm not sure you fully understand the benefit if you aren't thorough enough in your notes. So the idea is that because they're appointed and not elected, they should be more independent of politics when they're making decisions because they're not trying to like make people happy so they can get reelected. All right. So that's the ideal. Um, so it's important to realize that they're appointed, not elected, and what the benefit of appointing judges is, which is listed right there. All right. So for number two, judges keeping their positions during good behavior. No Supreme Court justice has ever been kicked off the Supreme Court because of their behavior. I'm not sure other federal or U.S. judges at different levels beneath the Supreme Court. My guess is maybe it's happened, but I don't know. If you really want to know, you should Google it. Anyway, so they have to, do their job and not be impeached or accused of any of those crimes there. The idea is judges should be able to make decisions without worrying if they're going to lose their jobs or have to be reelected. So that's that. A little similar to the fact on the last slide. All right, and then there's the definition for jurisdiction. So if you don't have that there on your paper or it's not accurate, then you may need to pause and fix your notes. All right. Original versus appellate jurisdiction. So this is referring to how does a case get to the Supreme Court? So on this left side for original jurisdiction, these are cases that go straight to the Supreme Court. So you need to realize that. And this is like an issue that um, might involve a state government or an ambassador. When we have a test, you will need to know the difference between appellate and original jurisdiction, but you won't have to like tell me an example. If I give you the example, you should be able to just tell me if it's original or appellate jurisdiction. So original goes straight to the Supreme Court. That's where the case is originally heard. Okay, appellate jurisdiction. If you look at the word appellate, it has almost the word appeal in it. So this is where a case is in a lower court first, and then it is appealed and it may be heard by the Supreme Court. There's no guarantee. The Supreme Court hears maybe 70 to 100 cases a year, so it's not a lot compared to the ones that people want to make it to the Supreme Court. I don't know what that number is off the top of my head, but anyway, so appellate is appeal. A lower court decided something and the side that lost is appealing it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court may or may not take that case. All right, so this part down here, other powers of the Supreme Court, I think I have that on the next slide. Yeah. So a close-up of this on this slide is that it's really, this fact is important, and not everyone had the accurate information for this fact. So the Supreme Court can overrule state laws that violate the Constitution or laws made by Congress that violate the Constitution. All right, so that's important to realize. And it wouldn't happen just randomly. It would happen if there was a case, specific case brought to the Supreme Court. So it's not like the Supreme Court's like, oh, let's look at Massachusetts' new laws for 2023 and see if any of them are violate the Constitution. This would come to be a specific case that makes it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court would make that call. All right, and then supremacy clause goes along with that. National government is supreme over states with issues where the national government has the power to deal with those issues. All right, so that's that. If you need to go back in the video, you can rewind it and go back to a different spot that you need. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you sometime soon in school. And keep on studying civics and being a good citizen and trying to be nice to your family. Bye.